Hey you, a very good afternoon to you. My name is Judith and this is every NG, and as usual we have our daily live updates. If you're an OG here, just signify in the comment section. Let us know that you're an OG, and if you're a newbie, thank you for joining the video. So what we do is we give updates on what the housemates are up to every day. Today is day 26 and I'm bringing the day 26 live video to you. And it has been much of a drag, if I can say that. It's just people are still, I think some people are still recovering from the drama of 3 days ago. So everybody's still in a damp mood, if I can say that. Plus the exit, Kayvee's exit, like his withdrawal from the show. So everything is just putting somebody in somewhat of a mood, if I can say that. So continuation of the diary session, of course, because Biggie couldn't accommodate all the housemates yesterday. But before that, let's talk about their darling task. The one that Team Braids won. See, if you're in a team with Liquor Rose, just know that the chances of you winning like a whole 80%, because she's so dedicated to tasks, and for some reason she has been so lucky throughout the season to get people, team members who are also as dedicated as she is and who take the tasks really seriously. So yesterday they had darling task and Team Braids won that one. They won 750,000 naira each. And it's so funny because you see grown men wearing hair for this money. Like, do you guys see Perry's outfit yesterday? His hair, everything, his wig. I was like, bro. And then Perry and White Money found themselves in the same group as well. I'm like, what is the universe doing, really? What is the universe doing? So can you see both of them in their jumpers and weaves with Angel and Saskay and the other team members? But after everything, Team Braids won. Like I said, they got 750K each, and that was it. And we're still waiting for the punishment from Biggie, because Biggie said he was going to give the housemates a punishment for their microphone infringement, for whispering. Really, it wasn't like an actual microphone infringement. They had their microphones on during the game, but they were whispering. So we're still waiting for that punishment to see what it's going to be. Hopefully it's not with their abeg naira, because the people are suffering. The people are complaining that they don't have money. So if Biggie takes one abeg naira from anybody's pockets, they might just pass out. They might just faint. You just see someone fainting in the house like, oh my God, Biggie, you've killed me. But yeah, and then Nini and Saga had, like, you know when people are joking, but under that joke is like some level of truth or seriousness. So Nini and Saga were having like a mini court case today when Saskay was braiding Pieces' hair in the garden, and they came and they were doing defendants and whatever, and the judge was Peace. So they were talking about kissing and not kissing. This person tries to kiss me. Nini insisted that Saga has been trying to kiss her without her consent for a while. I mean, they were all joking and stuff, but in my mind, I'm like, I mean, we're all watching this show and we know that you're saying the truth. If you don't want the young man to kiss you, just come out and say, do not ever try to kiss me. Don't be doing my lord, may I, can I, me, please. Let's just go straight to the point. You don't want him to kiss you, it's cool. Because sometimes Saga makes attempts. You can tell that Saga is, let me not say obsessed, but he's head over heels in like with Nini, and he has not hesitated to show that one bit. He's always like, I really like this girl. My eyes are on Nini, no other person. So it's obvious that he likes Nini. But Nini, on the other hand, is like, I have a boo outside. I'm not sure I can accommodate this, but I enjoy your company. So it's just a little back and forth. We've seen this happen in previous seasons, of course. So it's not new to us, really, as the viewers. We're used to it. We'll survive. We'll be all right. Last. So now let's go to the diary session for today. And this one, bruh, JMK, I don't think she knows where she is. And I'm not sure she's fully aware of whose house she is in, or what she's supposed to be doing, or what she's supposed to be asking for. Now, JMK came in, Biggie was asking about Kayvee's withdrawal, asking about the nominations, this week's nominations and last week's eviction. And they were all talking, and next thing Biggie's like, usually be like, is there any other thing you want to say? And JMK said, oh, Biggie, please, can we have a spa day? Huh? She literally said she wanted a self-care day where she can go to the spa, have a massage. I said, this babe, this girl. So Biggie obviously said, well, if you have a beg naira, I'm sure we can make that available. And she's like, I'm broke. I don't have any money. I'm like, what were you expecting? If you were outside, would you just go to someone's spa and be like, okay, I deserve a massage. Can I have a self-care day and not pay for it? If you're paying for basic things like food, why wouldn't you pay for a spa day in Biggie's house? You think it's free? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. And then Maria came in. Now, Maria's diary session was a lot to deal with, if you're being honest, because she first started talking about how Biggie has put her in a disadvantaged position because of the power that he gave her this week. And I agree with her, I must say, like, she will end up looking like a fake housemate at the end of the day. And many people will not be happy with what pans out this week. Especially, like I said, if Big Brother announces that she knew about this trick all along. If Big Brother announces that, then Maria might just be in trouble with her colleagues and she might be up every other week because people will not be happy with that. We've already had that wild card situation pan out. She's not the most likable person. She has quarreled with a number of people in the house. And then this. And I noticed that everybody that came into the diary room seems to have a problem with having absolute power. But it's not planned. Some people are saying that this is too much. Like, you only her wild card, only her annoying, only her now the head of house that has absolute power or seemingly has absolute power, saying that they don't know that they're not going home this week. So I really don't want to be in her shoes, honestly. It's hard enough to exercise your veto power, but now having absolute, nah, I don't want to be in Maria's shoes any day. But anywho, she was talking about that, and then moving on, she also mentioned that she doesn't like Angel. And I knew where that was headed when she started. Remember that Jackie B was confiding in her with the whole Angel and Michael thing. So I already knew that when she starts talking about Angel and having some sort of attitude, I know that somehow we're going to go down that lane of snatching someone's man or doing this or being inappropriate with people's men, right? So Maria said, oh, that Angel is not someone who is trustworthy because of how she has shown herself to be in the house, and then cited Jackie B as an example, like someone that she claims to be friends with. How do you go to that person's guy and start, I don't know, trying to seduce him or something like that? Like, what's that about? So Maria was literally complaining about Angel. And then she also said something that a lot of people did not notice. And I don't know if you noticed this. If you noticed it, please let me know. She said that Angel was also making advances at Emmanuel at some point. Did any other person notice that? I mean, Emmanuel and liquor and item, everybody in the house knows, even the people who claim to be oblivious to a lot of things like Yusuf, everybody knows. Everybody knows that Emmanuel and liquor from maybe day 5 or day 7 in the house, they've been an item. So I was trying to make sense of Angel making moves on Emmanuel. Like, how is that supposed to work? I understand that you have this thing about you that men find irresistible, but don't we have boundaries? Anywho, let's not even discuss that. Like, let's not discuss that yet. So Maria continued complaining, and then after talking about Michael and how Angel had been cooking for Michael and rubbing his head for 2 hours, I'm like, sis, do not exaggerate. 2 hours is a long time. It was a while, but not even up to 30 minutes, was it? So after complaining about that, Biggie was like, okay, but is the onus not on the men who have partners to draw the line and create a boundary, which was very valid. Not supporting what Angel is doing or anything, but she doesn't owe those people any form of allegiance. She doesn't owe them any loyalty because she's not the one in a, in quotes, relationship with them. It's the guys. So if somebody is supposed to draw the line and create strong boundaries, it's the guys, like Biggie said. It's not really Angel's responsibility. So if you're talking about, oh, being trustworthy and stuff, it doesn't really concern Angel. And Biggie asked, is the responsibility not on the guys to create these boundaries and let their partners know of what's happening and stuff like that? And then what Maria said next shocks me. I didn't expect that statement from somebody in 2021, if I'm being honest. She said, oh, you know, Biggie, boys will be boys. I'm like, okay, take me back to, I don't know, the Civil War era. What? So she said boys will be boys always ask how they want to act, that Angel was supposed to have people that don't say that. If you're going to say that boys will be boys, then Angel will be Angel. And I'm like, yeah, That's it. That you couldn't have said it better, Biggie. Really, you couldn't have said it better, because you can't come and blame one party for misbehaving and then leave the other party out because boys will be boys. Who says that? Really, who does that? So I really like the way Biggie shut that down and ended her diary session. And I understand where Maria is coming from. It's very annoying, especially for Jackie B. For Liquor Rose doesn't have any relationship with Angel. Like, they are just very cordial, but they are not friends or anything. So for that, I understand that Liquor might not feel triggered or so, but for Jackie B, they are friends, or at least they were friends at some point. So it was a bit iffy for her to do that, but she did what she did. And regardless of the relationship she has with Jackie, she even said Jackie is not her best friend, though. That Jackie just calls her bestie, but she doesn't owe Jackie any loyalty. I'm like, wow. They will not give us this kind of friendship breakfast in Jesus' name. So that happened. Now we're done with Maria. Nini comes in. Nini is somebody that speaks her mind. Yeah, she might come off as, oh, she's cute, she's cuddly, she's such a petite young lady, but when Nini wants to say what she wants to say, she will say it's not minding how you feel about the truth. So she was talking to Biggie, and she felt like the housemates were being too nice to her, suspiciously nice. And although everybody's up for nomination this week, she was like, okay, but everybody, like, she was basically talking about last week when she was up for nominations, and people were like, oh, don't worry, you're going to scale through, you're going to make it, you won't go home. And then he was like, okay, so why did you people now put me up for eviction just to be nice to me? You're saying I won't go home, I won't go home. Is it not you that puts me up for eviction? I'm like, sis, calm down, it's a game. Nobody is supposed to keep anybody in the house. You're actually supposed to take yourselves out. So people are doing what they want to do, right? So that was basically it. And it was just funny, like the way she said it, like, they're the ones that put me up for eviction, and now they're making it look like, oh, we're so nice, we don't want you to go. You people want me to go, say the truth with your chest. Now, after lamenting about that, she went into the topic of Maria and Perry's regime. Now, Perry was head of house before Maria, as we know. And when Biggie asked her about Maria's rule so far, she's like, oh, she's doing a good job. And do you know one thing? I don't know if I'm the only one. Are you also surprised that so many people are giving Maria compliments? So many people, it's like the entire house seems to think, oh, Maria is doing a good job. I don't know if she's really doing a good job, or it's because they're coming out from a terrible, in quotes, regime to like a better one. You know how when you don't know better, the next best thing is like, oh my God, heaven to you. Get that kind of feeling, like you've been suffering, you've been going through hell and stuff. So the next thing that is better than what you were experiencing might not necessarily be that good. It might not be the best, but to you is like heaven, like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the entire world. So I don't know if that's what the housemates are experiencing, but everybody seems to think Maria is doing a good job. So it is what it is. So she said that, and then she also said that Perez's regime was the worst, that nothing can beat Perez's regime in the house. I'm like, wow, what a legacy. General Perez, clap for yourself. And during his regime, the house was at its dirtiest and stuff. I'm like, okay, I see you. But then she also mentioned something that triggered a lot of people, not just Nini, of course. There was this thing of Perez saying that the housemates are scared of him. If all 20 other housemates rather were not there when he said that, I believe strongly that Ebuka might bring it up, because you know he was already saying something about why are you people not talking to Perry about his regime and stuff like that. Like, why is nobody confronting him about it? He already said that at the last eviction. Now this time it looks like Ebuka might just say, okay, you said your fellow housemates are scared of you. Why do you think so? Something like that. I don't know. I'm not in his mind, but it might be such an interesting question to ask. Maybe not even Perry himself, but like somebody else, and see their take on that. Hopefully not someone who is as diplomatic as Jackie B or Perry or Boma, I beg your pardon, but let's see. So yeah, that happened, and she was saying that how is it that Perry thinks anybody's scared of him? Going ahead to say that this guy is proud though. He's too proud. I don't like him. There's nothing about it that is appealing to me. I should just say a lot of things. And it's no news that at this point, I'm sure if you're watching the show, if you're following our videos, it's no news that Perry is not anybody's favorite housemate, like in the house at least. He's not everybody's like, this guy, how could you do what you did? Like, who do you think you are to do what you did? And Nini felt like he had no right to say that. And another thing worthy of note is that so many housemates came in and complained about what Perry did to White Money some 2 days ago. It didn't really concern anybody, but you know how it is that everybody was triggered by what Perry did. It was triggering, to be honest. And for his management, because usually people's managements will try to, pacify the crowd and make excuses for them. But for his management to come out and say, oh, what he did was uncomfortable to watch, it was that bad, in my opinion. It was that bad. So it makes sense that the entire house is against him for that one. It's like, yo, bro, you didn't try. It triggered a lot of people. And even White Money himself, when White Money came in, he said that what Perry did made him feel small. And it was so. And the thing about that is, White Money is not a weak person. He has never put himself in that light. He has never put himself in the light of someone who is vulnerable or someone who you can easily intimidate. But at that point, that was how he felt, and it is what it is. Like, it took him a while to now gather himself. Like, is this guy really doing this thing? Is this guy really coming to me like that? So he was explaining to Biggie that initially, when he started, he felt a bit scared. Like, what is he going to really beat me? Are we going to go into a fight now because of a game? And he felt small. That Perry made him feel a way that he hasn't felt in such a long time, and that was really, really, really terrible to see. But I also noticed that he wasn't being malicious or anything. He wasn't being. He didn't look angry. Maybe he still had it in mind because people will be people. But he wasn't saying, "Oh, Biggie, do this or do that." He was just sharing. And Biggie asked him to expand on what happened, and he was talking. And the whole thing he said he might not even play a game like that again because that experience for him was traumatic. He would just, if they are bringing a similar game, he might just remember that, last time I played this game, it almost cost me my spots in the show. I'm not trying to do this. And he said it explicitly that he's not going to play any of those kind of games again because PTSD and stuff. I know it sounds a little bit too dramatic, but he feels the way he feels and nobody can take that away from him. So everything just moved back to normal. So let me tell you guys a very funny story about Cross. Or a funny story that Cross said in the house. He was talking to Michael. Perry was on the table. Angel was at some point. So he was talking about a girl that he was toasting. I'm like, this guy, you and girls. So he was talking about a girl that he had eyes for when he was in ABJ. That's before the show, obviously. And this girl was shuffling between Nigeria and another country. So he was, anytime she's around, he's trying to spend as much time as possible with her. So this particular weekend, she was in Abuja. He invited her out, said, babe, let's go out though. And then coincidentally, another of his friends who comes from Lagos from time to time was in town as well. So he just said, okay, all my guys and my girl, let's go out. Somehow, Cross guys, what's cake in this house, managed to lose that girl to his friend that evening. In his mind, he said he does not even understand how it happened. That they were getting along, they were just talking, saying stuff, and the girl was getting along with his friend, but he didn't think much of it. And then his friend mentioned that he belonged to some, exclusive group, a coveted group, a group that people maybe have so much respect for, something like that. And before Cross knew what was happening, before he said, the girl went with his friend. And that was how his 2 months of work trying to, woo this lady just went down the drain. It was so funny. And then Michael seemed to know the group he was talking about because it's like, guys from that group, I carry hand for them. So I'm like, okay. So Cross, as you're like this, everybody's crushing on you left, right, and center. You can lose a girl. Okay, let's see how that happens after the show. Now you'll be hot cake. You now go and maybe get your girl back. Chances are low, but it's still something to think about. So now Tega came into the diary room and Tega had somewhat of a different opinion about Maria. I told you that everybody would come in and say, oh, Maria is a great person, Maria is this, Maria is that. Tega was like, Maria is a user. I say, excuse me? What did you say? She said Maria is a user, that she's taking advantage of this situation, this power that she has, that she's trying to use people. I'm like, I'm not sure Maria would like that very much. And a lot of people don't agree with that. I mean, nobody came in and said, Maria is a user, or even anything close to that in meaning. So maybe she's saying something differently. I don't know. Maybe she's saying something differently from what every other person is saying. But yeah, she said that. And then Saskay came in as well. Saskay was really, she was really sweet because Biggie asked about the guy that went, Kayvee. Biggie asked about him, and she shared how sad she was. She was really honest about the eviction. She said she wasn't close to Aaron or Princess, so she didn't feel sad that they left. And to be fair, she was under a lot of pressure as well. Like, she could have gone home. So yeah, that was it. She said she didn't feel sad. And then she asked about Kayvee. Now, a lot of people came into the diary room and said, oh, it was really sad that he went, told Biggie how they felt, how it's affecting the house. But she was the only one so far that asked Biggie to give feedback on Kayvee's health. They're like, oh, Biggie, please tell us how he's doing. Is he okay? And send my regards to him, tell him that he'll be fine. And just being generally caring. And Biggie actually gave her a response. I didn't expect it. If I'm being honest, I didn't expect Biggie to say anything. I expected Biggie to say, Saskay, your diary session is over. But he said Kayvee is doing well, he's with family, he's better. And that was it. Now, Jacob was also another person that was talking about doing something for Kayvee when they all leave the house. And that one, it was like, he came and he's like, I'm very sure we. I said, who is we? How many people are sitting down in that diary room with you? It's only you. Please speak for yourself and your household. But he was really insisting that I'm very, very sure that we are going to do something for Kayvee after the show. And I'm like, unless there was a meeting, even if there was a meeting, I have boys come in and speak, but unless there was a meeting, you're really implicating other people. What if they don't want to do anything for him? What if they don't plan? What if they get busy and just move on with their lives? But here you are saying, I'm very sure we. Please, Jacob, speak for yourself and your household. So yeah, that's basically all we're up to today. The housemates are just sitting around eating, and right now Tega is braiding White Money's hair. He's about to start rocking a new look, so watch out for that. But outside that, everybody's just eating, lounging, no task for now. I just hope Biggie keeps them busy with something, because honestly, today is dry. Today has been really, really dry. I'm not going to lie to you. Everybody just sitting around doing nothing. Even the gist self, nothing spicy, nothing is really happening. So, but I mean, I guess some days are going to be like that. Some days are going to be more interesting than others. Some days might be drab. It's life. We don't have fun every day of our actual lives, like outside this house. So I expect the same from the housemates. All right, so there it is. I'm drawing the curtain for today's live video. Thank you so much for joining. And as usual, this is brought to you by Every NG. And my name is Judith. Do have a lovely day.